From Ohio reserves. The gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Castor, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I might consume.
The gentlelady is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 3632. It's a bill that will raise energy prices for American families by forcing them to pay for outdated polluting plants that are poisoning their air and water. You know, a reliable and affordable energy supply is vital to our way of life. Unfortunately, this bill and Republican policies are making electricity less reliable and less affordable. Mr. Speaker, electricity bills are up about 13% on average across America this year, and they are higher in many places. In Florida, they just approved the largest rate increase in the history of the country, $7 billion in rate hikes for Florida Power and Light customers. Tampa Electric and Duke Energy in my neck of the woods also hiked rates this year. For TECO customers, we're paying 82% more than 5 years ago, or $939 more than we were. Electricity prices are climbing more than twice as fast as the rate of inflation. So why is this happening? Republican policies. The chaos and dysfunction. Let's go ahead and get into this. Why are electricity prices so high? What is driving the cost increases? Well, first, you have the arbitrary Trump tariffs. They are now at the highest levels than they have been since the 1930s. Estimates are that the average household is going to pay at least $1,000 more because of tariffs. And when you're talking about energy, you're talking as well about how you modernize the grid, power poles and wires and everything that goes into an electrical system. So the utilities are passing that on to hardworking families. Then you have the big ugly bill that Republicans forced through here last summer. You know, predictions were when you take a hatchet to cleaner, cheaper energy poised to come onto the grid, when you rip away tax credits and rebates for consumers to keep their electricity bills low, prices are going to go up. And that's what we're seeing now, too. The big ugly bill is estimated to raise electricity prices by a staggering 61% over the next decade, particularly as a result of Republicans declaring war on clean, cheap energy and crippling the American clean energy industry. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, did you see the jobs report that came out this morning? It doesn't look good. The numbers of in today's jobs report, the number of manufacturing jobs continued to slide. November was the 7th straight monthly decline, and a lot of that goes back to the big ugly bill and what the Trump administration has done over the past year in canceling clean energy projects. You all have heard all about them. He comes in, a offshore wind project might be approved, permitted, ready to come online, and he says, no, we're not going to do it. Well, that has an impact on the bottom line for our families. You might have another project coming online that's ready to go. It's cleaner energy. Everyone knows that solar power with storage, wind power with storage is the cleanest, is the cheapest energy online. But the Trump administration and Republican policies, they said no. So when you're opening up that electric bill, I want you to understand that all of this has a cost and that you deserve so much better than the chaos and dysfunction, the distraction of tearing down the East Wing to build a ballroom, having parties with dancing girls at Mar-a-Lago. Why don't you focus on people's cost of living for a change? And then you would think that folks in Congress would come here to help solve problems. But is there going to be an answer for higher health care costs? You know, in Florida, 4.7 million of my neighbors rely on the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Will Republicans have any answer for those families, for the 20 million families here at the holiday season that are looking at, they can't buy the holiday gifts that they know their families, they want to put under the tree? Because, no, they're going to have to pinch every penny to pay for their health care, and many will go without. Think about the cancer patients now that are looking at the new year with how am I going to afford my treatment? So it's electricity cost, it's groceries, it's health care costs, and then you're going to waste our time with a bill that is another in a line of special treatment for polluters at the expense of hardworking American families today. So this bill would give the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission broad authority to force utilities to keep expensive and polluting fossil fuel power plants operating for extended periods, up to 5 years. What that does is it locks in customers to paying billions of dollars more for power plants that were slated for retirement, despite the volatile fuel cost and environmental harm. They want to continue to block cleaner, cheaper energy, which are the cheapest energy coming onto the grid right now. I don't know, I think they're living in 20 to 30 years ago, because coal, electricity generated by coal, is on the decline. While it was about 50% of the electricity generation in America in the year 2000, here we are 25 years later, and it's only 20% of electricity generation. The main reason for that is simple. Coal is more expensive than a lot of the other options we have today. In almost every case today, it's actually cheaper to build new renewables than to keep existing coal plants running. And coal is only getting more expensive. 3/4 of coal plants saw costs rising faster than inflation just over the past few years. This bill is anti-consumer. Frankly, it's anti-American, and people deserve better. If you want to lower electric bills, I'd ask my colleagues, march down to the White House, because the president is the only one arbitrarily taking energy generation offline and hiking electricity costs. During the last administration, the number of utility-scale electric power plants actually increased by over 2,000, and we produce more energy than ever before. And we had a commitment to serving the people that send us here, to helping them lower their bills through rebates, through energy efficiency, through help for their pocketbooks, not the bottom line of polluters who have all too much power here on Capitol Hill. Mr. Speaker, the Department of Energy already has the authority under the Federal Power Act to prevent power plants from retiring if doing so would cause reliability problems. But Republicans want to go further. This bill requires states to file reliability complaints 5 years before a generator retires. It's almost impossible to predict the impact of a plant retirement that far ahead. This bill gives polluting plants a pass to ignore federal, state, and local environmental laws. And as we've already seen multiple times just this year, these plants aren't even reliable. Mr. Speaker, we'll have a whole lot more to say on this, but I really wish we would not waste people's time by coming here with making their lives more expensive at a time that they are clamoring for help on their groceries, on their health care, and on their electricity bills. Republicans bring a bill that actually hikes electricity and utility costs